So, we've all heard the incredible promises of AI, right? But for so many businesses, there's this painful gap between a great idea and actually making it happen. In this explainer, we're going to dig into why that is and, what we can actually do about it. All right, so to really get this new AI problem, we've got to rewind a bit and look at an old one. See, before the whole AI explosion, innovation in big companies, it often felt a little, well, skin deep. And there's a great term for it. They called it digital lipstick. You know the drill. You make the app look prettier, you tweak the UI, maybe add a cool new animation, but you're not actually touching the complex stuff underneath. It's just cosmetic. So why did they do that? Why just the surface stuff? Well, it all boiled down to this thing called the frozen core. Just picture it. These are the ancient, complicated, but absolutely critical systems running in the background. The stuff that powers the whole business. And nobody wanted to touch it. Because if you broke it, you broke everything. In this slide, man, it just nails the classic pre-AI headache. You've got this untouchable frozen core. Then you've got the knowledge bottleneck, right? Where only like 2 or 3 senior engineers actually know how the whole thing works. And of course, the huge execution gap between what the business wants to do and what IT can actually pull off. And then, bam, generative AI shows up, seemingly out of nowhere. And at first glance, it looked like the silver bullet, right? The thing that was finally going to melt that frozen core and just smash through all those old roadblocks. The big promise was something called infinite ideation. All of a sudden, you could generate thousands of ideas, thousands of prototypes, in seconds. It created this amazing feeling, this illusion of velocity. But, and this is a big but, it was an illusion. And look, we are not talking a small jump here. It was a 100 times increase. The sheer volume of new ideas, new code, new campaigns that a company could spit out, it just exploded. All of a sudden, the problem wasn't we don't have enough ideas. The problem was we have way, way too many. But here's the catch. All that incredible speed in generating ideas created a massive, unexpected bottleneck somewhere else. It was like a 10-lane highway suddenly narrowing down to a single dirt road. And this quote just says it all. We sprinted right into a brick wall. It perfectly captures that feeling. You've got all this incredible momentum, you're moving faster than ever before, and then, thwack, you just stop. Dead. And this right here is the heart of the problem. Your AI can dream up a working prototype in, 10 seconds? But plugging that brilliant idea into your 20-year-old legacy system, yeah, that's still going to take 10 months. The difference is just, it's absolutely insane. So there's a name for this new roadblock. It's called the integration wall. It's become the great bottleneck of our time, right? You've got this massive flood of amazing AI-generated ideas, and they're all just stuck. They can't get to the core of the business where they could actually do some good. Okay, so what is this wall even made of? Well, for starters, those core systems are total black boxes. Nobody really knows how they work anymore. The logic is completely undocumented. Then you've got AI hallucinations. The AI just makes stuff up that sounds good but has no connection to your actual business rules. And if you try to jam these half-baked solutions in anyway, you're just creating a whole new kind of technical debt, making things even worse for later. So the big question is, how do you break through this thing? Well, trying to sprint even faster is just going to make the crash harder. The real answer? It requires a total mind shift in how you even think about those old messy systems. Let's start with a really provocative question. What if that thing you see as your biggest problem, your biggest liability, is actually your greatest asset in disguise? And that is the fundamental shift. You have to stop looking at your core systems as technical debt, this big, ugly problem you need to run away from. Instead, start seeing it as your business DNA. It's the encoded wisdom of how your company has succeeded for years, for decades. That messy code, that's not debt. That's your competitive advantage. It's your secret sauce, written down. Okay, so once you make that mental flip, once you start seeing DNA instead of debt, a whole new path forward just opens up. A practical path to AI innovation that actually gets somewhere. It's basically a 2-step process. First, you've got to become a digital archaeologist. You use new tools to carefully excavate your old systems and map out all that hidden business logic, all the good stuff. Step 2, you structure that knowledge.
You turn that messy, implicit logic into an explicit, structured map that an AI can actually understand and use. And what this does is it gives the AI guardrails. It's not just dreaming up random stuff anymore. Its infinite creativity is now grounded in the reality of your business with your rules. And it starts coming up with ideas that aren't just creative, they're targeted, they're safe, and they're actually valuable.
And that is how you finally get beyond just slapping on more digital lipstick. This is how you use AI to make real, strategic changes deep down at the core. You transform that old frozen core from a liability into a dynamic engine that actually drives your business forward. So, when you boil it all down, the key takeaway is this. Unlocking AI's real potential isn't about the shiny new thing it can generate. It's about teaching it to understand the incredible value you already have. Which leaves us with one final, pretty important question to think about. If your company's history is written in code, how are you going to teach AI to read it?